LOSbeats.com.
Suppress my feelings, I'd rather y'all kill me so I can shout to the heavens till one of them angels hear me. When you standing on the top, all you can do is look down, but I'm on the ground looking up, so all I can do now is push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I say, air do wanna make moves. Hot-headed niggas wearing ice just to keep cool. The niggas that can't fight keep tools. You gotta keep one too. For the fact anybody could try you, I said that anything can happen, could be gone in a minute. So from dusk till dawn, put on until I'm finished. I'm striding through life like a nigga long-winded, never sprinting, searching for that meal ticket. I ain't trying to miss it, cause life's real, and it always gave me chills. But as you get older, it gets colder. I got this knife in my back with the devil on my shoulder. I'm waiting for my angel to guide me right on the other, but he never showed up, and I'm tired of looking over and my chest blown out. The cold got my heart iced over. Emotions keep you from progress. I'm focused on getting closer. I'm that kid wondering where they say he not supposed to, so I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I feel hope music could be his four-leaf clover. Body high, but his spirit so sober, cause he realized inside he couldn't be any lower. Just trying to wake my soul up like foe. Just put me on the front line, trained to die. See, they play me for a pawn, not a soldier. I don't live life for direction, survive to stay alive, never to take orders. Live life miserably and smile like everything's alright. Man, no the fuck it isn't. I was reborn, reformed in my chrysalis, so y'all gon' fucking listen. I will never be nobody's bitch. I'm committed to rolling solo, putting my trust in no one. No love, definitely no road dog. I'm taking roll calls, saying fuck all y'all. Point blank, no need to repeat. Obviously I'ma do me, the rest of the world can control or delete as I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. World on my shoulders keep me down, but these drugs keep me up. Cold war freezing my soul, fire in my belly heat me up. The lean slow me down, my dry speed me up. Low life in disguise, all I can do is look up. This dream of eating got me hungry, envious of those above me. Life ugly than a bitch, and she always trying to fuck me. No stuffy running belly, rumbling, feel it in my tummy. World got me sick, the cold coming. I wish I was cold-blooded, so I could just say fuck it and fuck everybody but me. I'm tired of being unlucky, this world will play you for puppet. Manipulate your movements, you trying to influence the public. They trying to keep me close like luggage since the city was plumaged. Then they find that gold nugget among the rubbish. I swear when them dollars coming that I ain't gonna have no budget. All of my people getting some. Cause I wasn't pushing for nothing, so let's go, I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I
Hey, everybody, welcome to the Real Talk with Jason Dixon. I know y'all used to me having my co-host on, but today he just moved, so he's kind of out of pocket right now. But I got some great guests in the building. Man, I got my guy, the Devious One, all the way from Toronto. I got my guy, Al Sonberg, in the building. I've been trying to get this interview for a minute, guys. So I got some great topics. I got a couple of co-hosts from my shows. Y'all know the show's already on the network that's going to jump in. They're gonna come through come in a minute, but right now I just want to get on with the show because it's Happy New Year to everybody. That's the first thing I want to say. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope y'all holidays with your family. I hope y'all took the time out like I did and put business to the side. Spend time with the ones that really count. Because when you gone, guess what? Business don't matter. Let's just be honest about that. Like your money, you can make it all day, every day. Um, but I want to tell y'all, so I got a couple of topics today, and they're all along the line of dating. So I've been really seeing some things on Facebook to the point to where one of the ones I'm talking about today, the woman literally stole money from her husband's saving account that he was putting for his child's heart surgery. She stole it, spent it, and treated him like crap. The second one, the woman divorced her husband because he lost his job. Let me say this to y'all again so y'all can understand where I don't even understand that logic. She divorced him because he lost his job. He was only a month out of the job, and she went and cheated on him with his best friend and divorced him the next day. Um, Filed the paperwork for the divorce the next day. The last one that I want to talk about, let me get my notes together, guys. I'm a little unorganized. That break, man, that break kind of that was a lovely break. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now. I needed it. I needed to revamp and recoup. Um, the other one, a boyfriend and his girlfriend stayed together. The boyfriend went to work. He did a 14-hour shift to come home to find out that the girlfriend paid no attention to his child and starved the child all day. Didn't feed him or nothing. Kind of was like, and then her response to it was, "It's not my kid. Call his mama." So I'm gonna get some. If you know my show, Devious, I know you're new to my show. Al, I know you're not. um, on my show, these topics are very important to me. That's why it's called Real Talk, because from a male's point of view, we hardly get to speak on things like this. So once my guests come on, I talk about you. This is all about you. This show is about promoting you. This show is about telling who you are, what you do, where they can find you. I want to give you your flowers so everybody else can give you their flowers. But in the meantime, I also like to show that you're not just what you do. You're an actual person that has actual thoughts about things that's happening in both our world. But as men, I think this show that I created today is about the men, because I've been seeing a lot of us being depressed during the holidays. Man, y'all, if y'all just don't know, to my listeners out there, how many men I had to talk off the ledge during the holidays. And not even just during the holidays. This is men all year round, but we're told to put on a strong face, put on a strong muscle, do this or do that. And we just don't have the support that we should have. Now, don't get me wrong. There are women out here fighting for us now because they're seeing their brothers go through depression. They're seeing their brothers get ran through by women who just really didn't care about them. But it shouldn't have took that for you to understand how valuable we are to this whole equation, right? So that's every place that we're at right now, guys. So you know how my show work. Here's the introduction. Welcome to Real Talk with Jason Dixon. We're going to take a small music break while I prep my guest in the back. When I come back, I do got my man, Mr. Devious One, coming on all the way from Toronto. So I do feel blessed to have him in the building, and let him tell you a little bit about him. And then we're going to keep this show rolling, guys. Thanks for tuning in. All right, y'all.
Still trying to get rid of that broad.
Man, I met a Tamika about 2 summers ago. 2 years ago, I met Tamika, I think the middle of July. I can't lie, the first time I saw her, she was looking fly. Matter of fact, I was getting
let me get some
she was
Optimo.
too. I kept playing ass girl. Say, what you about to do? Went to the counter, paid ass 5D. She started looking funny. Didn't pay no mind. I said, I got you, pulled out my money. Step back outside, we conversating. I'm checking out little mama. Had a session in the studio, so I got Tamika's number. 2 months passed. I call her on the Tuesday, 2:30 on the cool. T. Jones answered said to me, guys made home from school. School. Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your daughter?
Met baby girl in the projects, it was summertime. Daisy Dukes with a halter top. Duke and Brace talking DUI. Knuckle down, I'm pulling over to the curb. I asked how old she was, she said I was grown. I said word, proceed with Eagle Feed. Quoting lyrics from my people, talking about the millennium sold out Cadillacs and Regals. Her whole conversation was about the lick. Say she from the city where we from, she want to represent. Licking her lips, and for a sip, smoking black and mild. Looking at her thigh, she pointed out, tatted stepchild. You with that? Represent that. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. She'll get caught up in a cycle, hollering at a pimp. Her mama standing in the door, signaling, come here. Sundress, hair done in cornrows, contacts make her look Creole. She said she done look Benny hair once or twice before. I recognized her face, she said I dance, I know. I told him, come on, both of them, let's go. Tamika, look.
People think Tamika tripping now, cause Tamika stripping now. But Tamika ain't crazy now, Tamika got a little baby now. She learned too much early. Everybody know what Tamika. When she was 15, her mother was 30. Everybody know what Tamika. I ain't mad at you, just be careful and do what you do. Tamika, take care of that hard-headed son and get your revenue.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name?
Tamika.
Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood. Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name?
Tamika.
Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Right, we're about to go live. Hey everybody, we are back. We are back. Like I stated, man. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. I'm gonna bring my man to the man. This man hit me up, send me his music. I like the music. I really like his movement that he's doing. He said to me a quote today that I just was like, I like that confidence in a person. He just was like, nobody's like me, and the rap game needed me. And I was like, hey, I love that because that confidence alone to me will get you a long way. Because I came into the consulting business saying, hey, nobody's like me. And I'm 20 years later. So let me bring him up, bring him to the stage. Hey, Devious, thanks for joining today. I know we're on not just two different time zones. We on like a whole different coast. Like, is it cold up there yet?
Oh yeah, it got cold just recently. It's been pretty warm, and it usually stays pretty warm here in Canada, at least in Toronto. More up north it's been colder in December, but Toronto's getting hit now. We're like -10, so it's pretty cold. Pretty cool. But yo, first and foremost, thank you so much for having me on the show. I appreciate it. Happy New Year, many blessings in the new
Same
year.
to you.
I'm glad that you could have me on the show because what you're talking about with mental health, it aligns perfectly with my song, Rap Game Needs Me. The song is directly about protecting your mental health. And, you know, it's not just for men, it's for anybody, really. So, like, but the fact that we are men speaking about protecting mental health is what's needed. We don't do it enough. And, yeah, man, I kudos to you for what you're doing as well.
Hey, thank you so much, man. But I really wanted to have you on. I appreciate you reaching out. I know you reached out man, it's been about a month, but you gave me the date you wanted. And I was like, I got you because we actually took a 2-week hiatus because there's a lot of big things that I got coming up with Nostalgic, including going FM in February. So it's a lot of things that we're building, but we're also building our independent artist side. So for you to listen to one of the shows and want to be a part of what we're doing, I'm blessed. But I do want you to share who you are, share your music and what got you into the music, because I'm going to come back and ask you the dark side of doing this.
Yeah, no, for sure. The first thing that got me into music was just having deaf parents and not taking music for granted. I grew up with 2 deaf parents and just, you know, hip hop raised me. I got handed Big Daddy Kane Taste of Chocolate in '91, and hip hop's consumed my life ever since. I started off as a DJ and just a fan. And it wasn't until, like, I don't know, my late 20s that I started taking songwriting serious.
Okay.
And took it more serious in 2018 when I dropped professional music on ESPs, got into the vinyl record industry, started working in a vinyl record pressing plant as my 9 to 5, able to get my music on vinyl. And just the hustle, you know what I mean? Just the constant grind of doing whatever I can to make my dreams come possible. So if that was creating my own lanes with New Music Tuesday, working at a vinyl pressing plant to make pressing vinyl more accessible because it isn't a costly thing. I'm a student to the MPC. I just bought an MPC Live. And just learning, and it's just an overwhelming machine. So taking my process and taking my time learning that, because I'm the type of person that trusts the process and doesn't want to rush anything. You know, of course, I've co-produced joints before by just, you know, picking samples and having some say on the way it's composed. But I am no drummer. I don't play instruments. So the only thing I have considered as an instrument would be turntables, right? So,
Right. See, and that's me. I can sing, but that was never my, like, I love music. And like you said, back in the time when we were growing up, music was your getaway. That was what brought the happiness out, right? How do you feel music has changed since that time?
well, there's some like there's always, like, you know, the video kills the radio star saying, right? Like as soon as hip hop, you know, turned mainstream with P Diddy and Ja Rule and 50 Cent taking music right out of the underground and right into the mainstream, you know, obviously water music becomes watered down and there's gimmicks and there's cookie cutter stuff, but there's also the threat of AI and
Absolutely.
yeah, there's so much to talk about. Like, there's already so much wage theft and worker exploitation in the music industry, and it's disgusting. There's been things that I've done, you know, in the past, working with somebody that was developing an app that was going to compete with Spotify, but was going to pay indie artists more per stream, and you know, I think the app's still going to happen, but I no longer am partaking in that. But the thing is about this music industry is that we have to fight for more, right? We can't just let Spotify and Apple and all these platforms get away with paying us so little, especially now they have like the new 2-tier pay system and they
Yeah.
pay that from YouTube, right?
Right.
So when you think about the way that they're just always making it really hard for small local businesses to do business, we have to question what's going on in the world, right? Like I'm
Right.
a activist and I believe in banning corporate lobbying. If you have corporate interests involved in policy making, then obviously worker exploitation and wage theft happen in every single industry.
Right.
And then that's
Absolutely.
with our mental health. We're trying to feed our families. We're trying to do whatever. No matter what industry you're in, capitalism is like cannibalizing
That
health.
comes but that comes a big part of, like, I talk about every day when I deal with artists or I talk with business owners. I'm like, what do you what is the solution that you would see? Because I'll give you an example why I'm saying that. So here in Nostalgic, I have a lot of things coming for independent artists, but based on what we do, what we are doing here, we're working in contact. I mean, in kind of we're working with YouTube to create a widget that we just took down off our site because I built it. We took it down, sent it over to them. They're recoding it because on our site, we normally run music videos in between on our commercials, or we run actual commercials of my liquor sponsors, things like that. But the widget is down because I went to them and said, "Hey, when it runs on my network, because we're streaming right now on all platforms, I want to. When I'm asked to revenue share, I want the artist to make more than I make on the revenue share, right? Because and that's not something no radio station has ever talked about. I want you to make more than I make because I'm not the one. I'm interviewing you. The talent is you, right? So, but then if I play your video from YouTube, you're still only making pennies on a dollar. Where on my end, you're probably making 70% and I'm only making 30 of the share. Right. But
Right.
on YouTube, they're making 90% of you guys' wages where you're seeing a nickel per every 1,000 streams.
It sounds brilliant what you're doing with the widget, and that's great because that's kind of like the same idea that my friend was trying to do with his app, right? What we were going to do is the ad revenue that we had in from advertising or membership fees, we were going to give 80% of that to the artist, and we were going to only take 20% of that to, take care of overhead and payroll and ways to make the app better. So, there's definitely room to have innovation. And so, like, what's stopping things? You know what I mean? Why is Spotify and Apple?
Well, I can tell you why. And honestly, I've been in. I know I'm not an artist, so I get a lot of artists that be like, "You never rapped, you never done this." But I've been an A&R for Atlantic. I've had my own distribution company. Still have my own distribution company. Built the radio station, but I do nothing in music. I am a business consultant. I help people build their brand with artists. I consider you a business. I'm going to tell you the side of this that most artists don't want to listen to, and that's the problem. Most artists want to do their talent. They want to be independent, but they don't want to learn that side. They don't want to learn the business. I was talking on a when you were messaging me last night, I was actually talking on to somebody else in Messenger, and it's because my brother put a post up and he was like, "Independent artists, I need y'all to at least give us one song a month." And I came back and said that is the wrong formula. I need you as an independent artist in these times to give me 25 songs a month. Do the math. That's 300 songs a year. The way the algorithm works on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, your catalog counts now, not your song. I don't care if you don't have mere fans, because how many times have you jumped on Spotify, said, I want to hear Kevin Gates? You'll hear maybe two songs of Kevin Gates, but then you will hear a bunch of artists that are similar to him because their catalog is bigger. That's where you make your money. I proved this year by working with somebody who's been doing it for almost 8 years, and they're at six figures right now. And their music, honest to God, I won't say their name, sucks, but he's making six figures off of music.
Right.
So in your me telling you this, I'm saying it because of what you were saying. The mental health, all that stuff comes into play because artists get depressed. They start going out trying to hustle to make up for what they're not making, right? But there's ways around it. Artists didn't even understand that, hey, if you are on Spotify, create a playlist of your EP. Go get you six of those devices, phones, tablets that are broken, sitting around the house. You not using them. Plug that shit into your wall. Turn the volume down and play. Push play. Load up your playlist with just your music and push play and watch you get a check. That's absolutely real.
I agree with you. Like, putting out a lot of music is definitely something that is definitely the way to make the algorithms. But the problem with that is, you just said the guy puts out shitty music. So the quality of music comes from putting in time, and putting out 25 songs in a month that are all quality is, most likely highly unlikely, right?
Yes, yeah.
Let's
But
say even you're of a Tupac or whoever, some songs got left unreleased for a reason, and then were released afterwards because he was gone and people still wanted Tupac, right? So, like at the end of the day, like I agree with you, and I think there's many ways and there's many lanes to this stuff too. So, like I agree with what you're saying 100%. Me personally, I can't make music at that rate, and so what I try to do is just try to make quality, and then you know, obviously begging for better, big stuff and work on
right.
improving, but direct to consumer. So like having vinyl, having T-shirts, having CDs, having
I wanted to touch that on you because I love the fact that you sent me that. So, guys, what I love about this man is he is actually going back to vinyl. And I hope you artists understand that it is moving in that direction. It literally is moving in that direction. Hey, I love it. The CD players are coming back. The record players are coming back. The new generation actually are asking and begging for that stuff to come back.
Can I
Right?
say can I say
Uh-huh.
something on
Yeah.
that? So with that in mind, and with you saying that, I think vinyl has never gone anywhere. I think every generation discovers vinyl. I think there is definitely a vinyl resurgence, but there always is because it's a dying medium, right? It is music on fucking plastic. Excuse my language.
Now
It
you good. This real
it's it
talk.
it's literally music playing off of a piece of plastic. Now I worked in the industry, and like it is a magical thing to see happen. Like there's so many hands involved. First the music gets specifically mixed and mastered for vinyl. Then it goes to a lathe engineer, and they cut the music with a lathe into a soft plastic called a lacquer. Then they take that lacquer and they express ship it because it's a soft plastic. It degrades over time, so it's got to be express shipped to the next step in electroplating, where the alchemy happens, where the chemistry happens, and then they make the metal plates. Then those metal plates come to me, and then I put them on the press, and then I press 300, 500, 10,000 records. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, I definitely love the magic, but I will say capitalism kind of like stomped the wow factor out of it for me.
Right.
But it is still cool. And I'll say the reason why I think vinyl will never die is because I think people don't want to be in a complete digital world, and there's going to be a big large amount of people that want something tangible. You know what I mean?
I
So
agree.
if that be a CD, if that be a vinyl, if that be just something like, you know what I mean? There's people that collect all kinds of things. If you ever watch that Netflix special, The Collector or whatever, the guy's talking about shoes, jerseys. The bloodier the jersey, the better the story attached to it, right?
Absolutely.
And the value of that jersey is way more than if it didn't have blood on it, right?
Yep.
So like you take a piece of vinyl and you make it color, or what I have on my 7-inch is locked grooves where it doesn't skate out the dead wax and bounce up against the label. It's stuck in that locked groove, so you know to go change the record. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So I just did that as a cool little effect, and it cost me extra, but I did it to make my piece of art stand out a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because people are doing things. You know what I mean? People are doing cool colors. People are doing obi strips. People are doing all kinds of things to make their final product stand out.
And that's what I thought about you so much that was so unique when you first told me that and you sent it to me. I'm like, this man is actually going back to vinyl. And then all during Christmas, I'm seeing people buy record players, and Walmart's actual record section like shot up, and it was like a record high sale. And it's because people, like you said, people, it never went anywhere. People actually love it. There's a market for it. It's just artists run with a trend sometimes and they get away from it, right?
Think about how long vinyl has outlived. Like how many different mediums it outlived. It outlived 8 tracks, tape cassettes,
Yep.
CDs, and standing the test of time with digital. You know what I'm saying? So like you think about like a Conway record or a Benny the Butcher record, like those ones are being limited pressed at with limited colors, and their resale values are going for crazy. But don't get it twisted. People might like get excited about collecting vinyl and go buy a Billie Eilish record and think it's going to be worth money, but because it's mass produced at 10,000 copies, it
It's not worth nothing.
doesn't hold the same resale value as something. pressed at only 300. You know what I mean? So like
Absolutely.
that's what's really cool about me working in the vinyl industry. I was able to do multiple color variants and be able to do, cool things with my record. You know what I mean? Be able to press it,
Absolutely.
being able to press it myself. So like everybody that is buying this, not only did I make the music on it, but I actually pressed it myself.
Right. So let's get into the question because I do have another guest and I want you to stay on because I want to have our topics talked about as well.
Yeah.
But I do want to ask you. So one of the things, tell me there's always an upside, right? That everybody's on the upper level, everybody's worked hard and they're where they are. But tell me some of the downtime that in doing this, some of the hard times you had, some of the things you had to face that you had to learn to overcome, and why didn't you give up like most artists do?
I think rejection is probably like most toughest, and I think if you're an artist that has a hard time with rejection, I think you're going to have a tough time going public with your music and trying to make it. But I don't think it really had that much of an effect on me because really I didn't really have a camp when I started, submitting. I really, would just post up on YouTube, get clowned in the comments, and just continue to make my music better, right? And so,
Right.
you know, it came with time. Like obviously, I had friends in my circle that what I mean, always around me and stuff like that. But like in the beginning, it was just raw, just putting it out there, getting made fun of, and and just continuing to perfect my craft. You can't you can't be amazing at stuff overnight. Like some people are super naturally talented, but then there's still other things they have to work on. Maybe they have to work on their live performances. Maybe they have to work on their stage presence. Maybe they have to
Right.
work the way they vocalize or pronunciate. You know what I mean? There's always something to improve on, and nobody's perfect, right?
Right. And that's what I love that you talk about because I think some of our conversations back and forth, just hearing some of the stories you told me like you're booked on a bunch of interviews after my show. So I'm blessed to get you on this one today. I'm totally. But I know that in moving forward, tell the people like some of the projects you got coming up, how they can find you, things like that.
Yeah, so first and foremost, you can find me on Instagram. It's Devious1, but it's spelled different than the way like I spell it on digital streaming platforms. So it's DWEEUSWON. My YouTube channel where you can catch my music videos is Prospect Ave, and it's spelled with a K, not a C. My Facebook, you can find me just by typing in Devious1, the original way it's spelled, or Mickey Blunt, which is my personal account. Um, you can find me. I'm not on Twitter. I am on TikTok, but I just got on it, and it's my label PSA Music Group. So you can find me on TikTok by PSA Music Group. Projects. I have a new EP coming out called Poetically Correct. And so it is going to be fully produced by Swan. We've worked on joints in the past, some singles. He's remixed one of my joints. So we're definitely familiar with working with each other. We won an award for a music video on together. He actually acted and did a cameo in the video. Turned out great. So check out Forbidden Fruit if you guys.
Okay.
My newest project, though, the new single that's coming out February 4th, Rap Game Needs Me. It's featuring S from Mississauga, and the DJ that did the cuts is DJ TMB, and he's from the UK.
Okay.
And produced by Swan. Definitely check it out. It's a song about protecting your mental health, and I think everybody will dig it. The cuts are amazing. Both me and S bring in bars, and yeah, and then going forward, there's going to be some more heat coming out. I'm probably going to have some stuff coming out with Bozak Morris. That's soon to come and soon to be determined. But other than that, man, just keep working and booking shows and hitting up the DJs and podcasters and just grinding.
Well, I definitely want to have you back on my show, and I'm definitely going to put the music up. We are building an independent artist side to because I'm in negotiation with the whole Fleet DJ team, not just in one state, but in the whole team as a whole to do some things and help artists. So they want me to like come and sponsor them on certain things. So I'm asking that they allow me to be able to build a platform where independent artists actually get heard. And that is my biggest thing. Not just, come pay the DJs, don't pay the DJs, but we're going to spin your music constantly 24 hours a day, get your music right, and make sure you can get paid off of it. So, man, I thank you for coming on. We're going to go to this commercial, man. But if you got time, stay with us because I would love for you to jump in on our main topics. I just want to get to my other artists so I can focus on them, and then we'll come back. All right, for sure. I know you can't hear us in the green room, but I'll talk to you the way we've been talking so that I can tell you when you're coming back on, okay? Thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Relax, baby.
Started from the bottom, then we up now. 10 toes flat on the pavement, the ground. She told me that she need me around. We eating good, got me gaining pounds. Gotta show out whatever I do. Circle small when it got me a cool. Never turn my back on you, I can't do that, no, no, no. You forever my dog. I can't never turn my back on you, I can't at all. You always there when I need you, when I pass the ball. Can't sleep without you at home taking PM Tylenol. You the bag to my paper when we blow it off. Still bumps on my body when I'm thinking of you. You got the juice, you do something to me when you not in the room. Back to take out, will you be there when I make it? Need you on my side, I started from the bottom, then we up now. 10 toe flat on the pavement, the ground. She told me that she need me around. We eating good, got me gaining pounds. Gotta show out whatever I do. Circle small when it got me a cool. Never turn my back on you, I can't do that, no, no, no. You forever my dog.
They said time heals everything. You get mad, go through my phone, trip over anything. You tripping over the studio, that's the only time I spend. From the trenches, I was taught to get it how I live. Grinding to build a legacy for my 5 kids. My apologies for wrong I did. The more I learn about myself, the stronger I feel no matter what. When you need me, I'm here.
Started from the bottom, then we up now. 10 toe flat on the pavement, the ground. She told me that she need me around. We eating good, got me gaining pounds. Gotta show out whatever I do. Circle small when it got me a cool. Never turn my back on you, I can't do that, no, no, no. You forever my dog.
Oh, 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 yeah. I can't forget the pain I felt from the ones with the pain I helped. Shit was motivation to get it for self. It's been a long road travel with critical steps. Down bad on my ass, needed critical help. Streets wicked, that's the hand I was dealt. It's a cold world, everybody for self. Granny said, trials and tribulations, we all go through it. Do what you gon' do, but put your all into it. All it take is one to make it, then we all influence. Put your focus on the cash, get to it. I'm part of a dying breed, that's the last to do it. Looked at my past, was foolish. Some deuces in the hood while passing through it. In order to find my mind, shit, I had to lose it. Ain't tryna crash and burn, respect was shit I had to earn. Some days filled with sorrow, I can't bear the struggle. Being alone makes it strong, then I'm alone forever. Who can I trust, cause where I'm from, all birds flock together. If you ain't heard nothing else, believe what I tell you. The street shit is over. The street shit is over.
They tryna keep us divided, tighten up our nooses. Why speak on problems when you can go out and show solutions? Long as society keep on accepting stupid, we gon' act a nuisance. Somebody lie, cause this a televised revolution. We've been down too long, ain't nowhere to go but up. Wasn't raised on Grey Poupon, but hell, we had enough. Once you really become aware, it's just not adding up. It's a choice for everything, like where to love.
the only painkiller. I'm not the same nigga, can't be the reason youngsters die in vain, nigga. Make a change difference, make a change difference. You see my aim different, hey. All this killing each other gotta stop, man. We got world wars. We steady pointing guns at each other, man. It's time to stand up and shoot at the real enemy. It's time to see the change. Time to end the pain.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, we are back, man. We are back. We got a little carried away in the green room. We apologize. Thank you to everybody listening today, man. As y'all saw, thank you to my man Devious One for coming on and talking with me. But I got another guest in the house today. We've been trying to make this happen since December, but we both been busy, but we finally connected. Y'all see him go live every day. I get on there and I just die laughing. I need laughter throughout my day too. Man, this man is an artist. I call him a comedian. I don't know if he really do that shit, but real talk, this shit be funny as fuck. But man, I'm gonna bring on my man, Mr. Al Songbird. Man, welcome to the house. Welcome to the building. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? What's happening? I'm ready for my close up, Mr. God.
But yeah, man, thank you, man, for coming on. I've been, we've been trying to connect. We met on Christina's show, and I was just like, man, I gotta connect with these guys because I love the energy, especially when it comes to the way you guys are out there. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to my crowd, what you do, because you do a lot of things like me. You just keep it in one genre. I'm all over the place because I invest in a lot. So I'm gonna let you take over, my guy.
Viewers, listeners, people, how you doing? I am the infamous Mr. Al Songbird. I am an artist, an entrepreneur. I have a clothing line. You can catch me every day at www.vibe20radio.com, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'm a co-owner of Vibe 28 Radio news radio station. I'm an MC. I'm a singer, artist. I have a lot of different things that I have my hands into. The number one thing about Songbird ENT is I want it to be something where people can be, what I would say, comfortable. My thing is I want artists who come here or people who come to my show to be comfortable to be themselves and to be open and to prosper. I'm all about us building bridges like with you. Shout out to Christian with a K too, man. When you have good people around you, you get good things that come back to you.
Right.
Blessing beget blessing. So I want to say thank you for this, Jason. Real talk. Thank you so much.
Oh no, I thank you for coming on. I tell her every day with her adding her and the way we came about, man. She came on somebody told me about her. I
Mhm.
interviewed her and we kind of like after I interviewed her, her energy, and I was just like,
Yeah.
man. And she was like, I've been talking about having my own show, but every time I go meet with people to do it, it's always a hang up. And I'm like, listen, I know y'all want to be in a building. I know that's the prime thing everybody say, but how do you it's like the way I put it to her was like this. If I want a restaurant and I'm a cook,
Mhm.
I'm not going to run out and go buy a building first. What I'm going to do is start cooking from my house. And as I start
Mhm.
cooking from my house and I start building up the clients, then I might get a food truck
Yeah.
or I might
Well,
start.
it's all about to me, it's all about comfortability. A lot of times when you start small, a lot of the problems that come in pitfalls of running a business when it's small, you deal with small scale problems. The bigger you get, the more problem. And when you first coming into it, you don't have the knowledge that you should be acquiring. So, like you say, starting at home, you're comfortable.
Yep.
You're doing things that you need to be doing. Starting too big is a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and when she talked to me, I said bow. And then when she had you, well, she introduced me to Biz, and then when I met Biz and we had a conversation, I said, look, I'm not one. I said I've been doing push for 21 years. That's almost
Mhm.
unheard of for a consulting firm. But I got
Oh
other
yeah.
consulting firms who joined my consulting firm because they may have been good at accounting, but they weren't making a lot of money. Hey, add my
Mhm.
services and let's work
Mhm.
this out and make some money. Like I'm like
Okay.
you. Let's make some money together. If you do
Yeah.
graphics, I got graphic designers that work for me that are great graphic designers, better than me. But they're like,
Yeah.
but you make more money than us. I'm like, because you have to understand what the business is. I'm not
Well,
only
that's the thing. That's my thing with Biz. The way we came about Bismarck brand. Shout out to you, Biz, because I know you're watching. But the way we came about was from a conversation. Everything comes from an idea, and the first thing you should do with any idea is you have to start what you're doing. A lot of people have a lot of ideas and plans and dreams, but they don't start. It has
yep.
to start somewhere. And you just talked about starting small, something manageable. Me and Biz started with just the graphics, and I was in tune. And then we opened up the radio station, and then we opened up the graphics, and then it became a snowball, and we started ground roots, and we started very very small. So yeah,
Hey, my
that's
my
great.
fam is in the green room right now. He'll tell you when I left Verizon, right? I was making more than six figures, like double six figures a year.
Okay.
And when
Yeah.
I left, I took everything I had and bought my own print shop, bought my own servers, bought my own everything I thought that a small business would need to
Hmm.
succeed, I bought. Then
Okay.
as I was broke, my cousin who you see in the green room right now, I was sleeping on his couch. I was
Yeah.
living in my radio station. And everybody was looking like, bro, what's going on? I'm like, nah, I got a plan. Let's work. I'm throwing
Yeah.
shows kind of like what you were doing. I'm throwing parties. I'm throwing rap
Yeah.
explosions. I'm bringing
Yeah.
A&Rs to the city. I'm doing things. But when we leave at the end of the night, everybody's paid, but I didn't make no money, but nobody understood. So like
Wait a
you,
minute. Hold on. I got to stop you with that one because that is uh, paramount of a great businessman. You understand that it takes you paying the people who are building your business with you so you can prosper. My thing is, I take a street mentality in everything I go into. I came from that. And the street mentality says it gets greater later. Stay there and keep hustling because if you have a great product, someone is going to enjoy it. Someone is going to tell someone else, and it's
right?
snowball. My thing is, I started, like I said, in small clubs, throwing shows, doing parties, and started building my name.
Yeah.
I bought all my equipment and doing things like that because I wanted to be totally self-contained, meaning I wanted to build this and build it the way I wanted to build it. Not that I'm selfish because, as you can see, from Kristen to Biz, I bring my friends and people who I see that are talented into what I have going. It can do nothing but build my business when you have great people around
Yep.
you. And
Absolutely.
then you tell people that they are meaningful to you and that they are doing a wonderful job. You tell them
Absolutely.
that. You don't just tell them when they fucking up, excuse me, but you tell
No,
them
you
that
good.
you mean the world to me. Your service in my endeavor means the world. I tell Biz all the time. My business can't function or wouldn't have been as flourishing as it has been without his services. Me, I'm a figurehead. I know how to deal with people. Biz works with a lot of the different technical things with us, and I understand where I'm weak and where someone else might be strong.
And
Uh,
that's the first thing I tell everybody. So even in my business, even in nostalgic radio, when I built nostalgic, I could have been like, man, this is mine. I'm the CEO. I'm this and that. Man, I went out and found a talented young man, thanks to my cousin, and said, hey, I need you to be the CEO
yeah.
because you like to talk to people and you like to get out there. So do I. But I have to know what I need to do. I can't be the CEO of this brand and still build my consulting firm or still run my restaurants or still, I need you to do this because this is the lane you play in. Then I went
Exactly.
and got my cousin and I went and got my big brother and said, hey, I need a VP and a vice. If you don't know how business works, there's three key important people that has to be a part of your business, right? There's three.
Okay.
It has
Okay.
to be the CEO, that's the dreamer. It has
Okay.
to be the chairperson, that's the person that makes it happen. Right.
Exactly. That's the one who can do it. Yep. That's the one who does it. Yep.
Then it has to be the president, that's the person that's the enforcer. Whatever the dreamer and the C and the chairman put together,
Hmm.
the president says, hey, everything we're doing, I'm gonna enforce it. Make sure we
Yeah.
put it on
Let's
paper.
keep it in force. It's called bylaws. A lot of times in business, you have to have checks and balances.
Yep.
My thing is, I don't want yes men around me. If you can't pull your weight, I don't want you fucking around me. If you're not as talented as I am, and conceitedly, I'll say that I know who I am. If you're not as talented as I am, I don't need you dealing with my business like that. My thing is, this is about elevation. Uh, people know me. That's easy. Now it's about making it fruitful and lucrative for everybody that's involved in what I have done. I'm serious about that. If I'm not helping you pay your bills or helping you elevate your craft, why are you dealing with me? Why am I dealing with you? We should make each other stronger. Where I am strong at, you might
Right.
not be as strong. But my thing is when we're together as a unit, no one will ever know that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No one will ever know that. You will never be seen as the weakest link in a chain because we should make all the links as strong as the strongest chain. So yeah,
Right.
you gotta have strong mentalities, people who are willing to say no. With people who
A-
are willing to say no, just say no.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
the biggest thing out when I talk, like my team would tell you, I'm like, listen, if I'm back here doing this and you trying to do this with me, we're in the wrong position. You can't be where I'm at because I got to handle this. I need you doing what you do, whether that's just pushing and marketing, promoting yourself. I tell the shows that come in, they get upset. Hey, you can't come on live for 3 weeks. They're like, why? I'm like, because first we got to market it. First we got to build it. We got to do all this stuff to line you up for you to be successful. I've been like that. My two people in the back, especially the one right here, Woody Wood, he'll tell you that I am a stickler on paperwork.
yeah,
Don't tell me about your dream if you ain't never wrote it down. Because even
yeah.
the Bible say if you want to succeed in something, you have to put it on paper.
You
Because
have to manifest it. You have to manifest it. Yes,
and it's
yes, yes.
because but it's about manifesting, but it's really about we all have creativeness in us.
Hmm.
Here's how it comes out of us wrong though. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
you and everybody on my in my backstage probably know a person that said, I want to do this. And then tomorrow you like, bet, well, let's get started on this. And then you call them the next day and they like, well, I want to do that, but I also saw this. And I
Yeah,
want to do
yeah.
this too. And it's like,
Scatterbrain. Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't do
yeah.
8 million
You have
things.
to have some focus. That's the thing with leadership. You have to have people who have focus. My thing is you can't be scatterbrained and just throwing things into the mix. My thing is like you said, everybody has a job. You can't be doing what I'm doing because you're gonna slack in what you do. You see what I'm saying? I understand having like you say structure and knowing who's making decisions with certain things. That's some wonderful shit. Like you speaking
And that's
truth
why
there, bro.
that's why I watch y'all when I come on y'all podcast. I come on because I only align myself. I really only align myself with people who are doing something similar. I don't never come on and be like, "Well, I can help y'all. Let me help y'all do this." I don't say that. I'm like, because when you realize that you need me, you'll let me know. We don't
Yeah. Oh
advertise.
yeah.
I don't put push out there. It ain't no. You don't see when you look on my page. I ain't like, hey, come get some I could be on there every day, like, hey, graphics for $85 or logo.
Yeah.
If you know that we do graphics, it's because somebody told you, hey, you need this done. Go call Jason.
Well,
We
that's the thing. When you do great work, your work speaks for itself, and it speaks very loudly, and it speaks volumes. I tell people that you once you do some things that are innovative, different, and are structured, people see it. There's so much local joker bullshit work out here now that there is. I'm so serious about that. You know it. It's
I,
some local joker bullshit. And I say it. If your shit ain't tight when you come to the studio with me, I ain't getting on the track. I'm serious about that. My thing is I got a reputation of hoe, and I'm not getting on no bullshit, no fruity loose dumb shit. I don't do that. My thing is I got Treasure Bushy and Money Rose, some of the major people here in D town. You know what I'm saying? And some of everywhere else from KC to Cali. So my thing is I know my worth, but I want you standing with me. I don't want nobody standing under me. I want you standing with me. You know what I'm saying? Let's put each other on these verses. Let's put each other on these bars. Let's see who can get the most views this week. Shit like that's the kind of shit me and Biz do. Let's see if we get more views on this. Let's see, it's not a competition. It's us pushing each other. I
but it
want to
also
see
comes
him
from
blow.
consistent. It comes from being consistent as well. I talk about that.
Yeah,
Everybody wants to
yeah,
talk about growth, but you're not
Yeah.
consistent in when you come on. When I told my team that we were taking a 2 week hiatus, everybody was a little upset with me. Like, hold on, we can't. I'm like, but listen, name a talk show that you don't see that say, hey, this is our last show of the season, and we'll be back after this.
Yeah, we're revamping. We're making it better. I understand. Yep, exactly. You told me about that. I actually took that from you. I actually took that. Hey, man, don't just start putting them shows out. Start letting these people salivate for them. Give them some teasers.
Yeah.
Show them what's going on. Don't just throw it out there. I
And
learned that. I
Kim
learned
told me
that
what y'all
watching you.
said
I swear.
about the Stingers. She was like, "Yeah, he hit me up and was like, man, that looks so good." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Man, that's what we want to do. I don't
yeah,
want this to look like somebody just went live. They just woke up and said, let's go live. I want the, hey, this is a broadcast. This is actually something. If you look at my two in your room right in the studio right now, we got banners that go behind us. We got things that we're putting in place because how do you prepare somebody for what's to come if you don't start putting the right things in place now?
exactly. The professional look. If you start doing things first class immediately, you won't settle for less. I'm
Right.
that way from my clothes to my lady to my money to my weed. I'm serious about that. I am first class. I'm the epitome of what they call ghetto bougie, a refined thug as they call it.
Right, right.
I'm
But
serious
man,
about that. My thing is to give myself the best and to give the best, give my best. I want the best so I can give that away.
and that's exactly like me. I know it seems like people will tell you I'm all over the place, but sometimes I had to take a step back and say, what do I when I first started in that first 5 years, I was
Hmm.
like, okay, the music is where I came in, but that's
Hmm.
not where I'm at. I started
Okay.
helping artists understand how the business, how the I had artists who had bad music. I swear to God, their music was horrible. But after I threw the graphics on it, took it to my print shop, printed them up a couple of copies, put the labels on it, taught them when everybody's doing scan codes now. But I witnessed to be right here on this show with me. Nope, man, we were doing scan codes before anybody ever talked about it. When I was like, hey, it's coming, start doing it. I would have the
Yeah.
artist get on stage and they would have just a little card. And if you got somebody came with you, I need them walking around handing the people the card before you ever start your song. You're gonna get up there and say, hey, I need everybody to take their phone out and scan this music and give them a sample of
See, that's just innovative things. Like I say, when you do things like that that are above and innovative, people have no choice but to fall in line, and it becomes trends.
right,
My thing is that to always be someone who is on top of what's going on and be a trendsetter, not someone who just follows the trend, someone who understands where the trends are going and to be on top of those trends, man.
and that's
That's
why
that's what
I think
right.
that's what attracts me to you, the energy that you have. So a lot of the times when I'm coming on, I'm listening to you. I'm listening to the way you talk, and I'm like, man, if this dude would just, I'm telling myself like, just wait till I get to Dallas. Let's sit down. I'm gonna stay but wait till I
Hey,
get to Dallas.
listen, listen. You know me, man. I come, like I say, I come from the hustle mentality. My thing is, I'm very, very a stickler about my vocabulary and about what I pursue. What you might not think what I'm saying is going to come past gold teeth and diamond. That is
Right,
my whole aesthetic. I tell people that what I look like and me dancing in the club and all this shit. That is just a hook to get you to feel what I really want to do for you and I really want to get in my community. My thing is for the popularity is just for now. You can sit down and listen to the message.
right.
Real shit. That's my whole
I just tell everybody I'm white. I'd be like, I'm white. I may look brown, but I'm white. That is the truth. If you my
Well,
friend, and
I ain't gonna tell them that, man.
hey, but I say it. I tell them. Anybody that know me, I be like, look, I'm the white boy in the clique. They be like, what you talking about? I be like, I might have came from the hood, but I always,
Yeah.
even in the hood, I was that white boy. I was that boy that
Okay,
was
well, when you put it in that context, I can dig it because I guess I would be the white boy in the clique too. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, let me get into some of the personal stuff with me. Uh, I'm from Oakland, California. I am an avowed gangbanger. I come from that lifestyle, but I also have a degree in broadcast communications from Jarvis Christian College. Uh,
okay.
my life
What's your
is
son
what
went
you
to
call
Jarvis?
is a conundrum. I've been in the worst prisons in the world. I have 3 penitentiary numbers. I've been in some of the worst penitentiaries in Texas. My thing, but I've also been in some of the highest classrooms in Texas. Uh, my thing is that my life has been a roller coaster of ups and downs, ebbs and flows, and I've taken some of that. Every experience I've taken, I throw into my music, into my life, and it brings me vitality. I could be somewhere in the bar crying. And if anybody could be in the corner somewhere crying, depressed, it should be me. With some of the things I've had to deal with. But I have decided, as a man, and they call me school and up now and shit. So, so I have decided.
The worst words you can hear coming from that lifestyle is when they say OG. Like, nah,
I
nigga.
love that. Oh no, I'm gonna tell you, I love it. You know the reason why it commands an air of respect when somebody who comes from some of that same mess that you come from calls you OG. It's an era of I see you and I understand you may be a little older in where I came from, and I realize that you made it. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times a lot of the youngsters, they're looking for some direction. They're looking for someone who made it out of some of the terrible things that they were in. Me, I try to be a living embodiment of that, saying, hey, you can do that, but you can get out of that. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take you a little while. You're going to get some knots in your head. You might spend a time away with your family, but you can get away from that. But
Yep.
I speak on positivity. I want people to understand that we come together, ain't nothing we can't do.
Absolutely, man. Well, tell everybody where they can find you at, man, because I want to get on this commercial. On this next hour, I just want to get y'all onto this topics that we talked about. I saw y'all bouncing y'all heads on these topics, but definitely
Yeah.
this is a men show, guys. So, women, if you get upset out there, hey, it's Real Talk Dixon. I just got to let you know.
Well, I'm Al Songbird. Like I said, you can find me on Facebook at Al Songbird. You'll catch me in a fly blue jean suit with some Converse. You'll know me when you see me. You can catch me at alball52 on Instagram. Catch me there. You can also catch me at www.vibe28radio.com every morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And that's live right here on my Facebook page. Send me requests. I got you. Come over there. Jason, before let me run to the studio. But thank you, man, so much for this opportunity. It's been great. Love talking to you.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And like I said, we're gonna chop it up some more. I ain't even worried about that, bro. Go on and do what you do. I know you just as busy as me. So
Yes, sir.
all
Yes,
right,
sir.
man, thanks for coming
I
through.
love y'all, man.
Got love for Tina, they got love for me. We just some real G's rolling Texas, loving this Tina. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. East Coast, West Coast, man, they love these Tinas. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. Shreveport, Monroe, man, they love these Tinas. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. So I ride till I leave, guaranteed.
Now I'll get started. Just wanted who ever ride. The one that try to stop me, you can call them bitch if they die. Too many try, too many fail, and I'm still standing. Ain't the reason for no rain because it's too damn demanding. No understanding. We talking to me about other brothers, how it is, mom. Only child, there be no other say on me. But never give a damn, I'm Ebenezer. And never get my bread to no trickin' ass geezer. Buy you a drink, trick, please. You know my pockets be sick. I'm on the hunt for the lean, it ain't about to quit. New money, they wanna be equal, have on your income tax. Let me hold your credit cards, so I can run up to the max. You know my time be blocked up like them cement shoes. On the grind with my kids, I have no time to lose. On my way from down south, then I'm headed up north. For me to west, my partner Troy, I take for what it is worth.
I got love for Tina, they got love for me. Dallas, Texas, Houston, Texas, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. St. Louis, KC, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. Jacktown, Vicksburg, man, they love these cheaters. I got love for Tina, they got love for me. Little Rock, El Dorado, man, they love these cheaters.
I'm everywhere you wanna be, I'm like a visa. Woody Wood up in this bitch, Ebenezer. With the twitch in my finger, I have them bouncing like switches. I'm Southern G, put it down, and it's not all about riches. I'll make you change your tone. When I slide in the room, a straight hustler in the grove, sweeping haters with broom. Like to meet your doom. I take my people, they down, don't take that long dog. And that goes for any time. We the one that get it started. When we started, won't end. None of my rules can't be broken. in that damn so won't be. I'm always heating up like a heater. White holes like mosquitoes. You best to watch yourself, cause I explode like torpedoes. And bad ones of the cheaters. Never been a woman beater. You can call me Ebenezer with the wood, sweet Peter. What's up with senorita? The polished off a leader. And when she's acting up, I let her know that I don't need her. I got love for cheaters. They got love for me. They're so hot at them and they love the cheaters. I got love for cheaters. They got love for me. Hush, feel, Louis Bill, man, they love the cheaters. I got love for cheaters. They got love for me. Myrtle Beach, Tampa Bay, man, they love the cheaters. I got love for cheaters. They got love for me. The whole Southern Hoop player, man, they love the cheaters. I'm acting bad, some say it's good. It's your number one lunatic, Woody Wood. With a brother from South Bend, you know I lead. I'm out here out on the cut, we making major green. So set your shit down, I'm straight out the book, you see. I'm blowing big and everywhere I go, a T to G. Whack my
No kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, that hit in that face had to make them believe. Make it look easy like money on trees. I'm raking the leaves. A pussy like water, yeah, straight to their head like taking a lead. This project was made for the streets. This what you get when you mix a able to pee. I want all of the smoke. I've been waiting to see like a fat kid waiting to eat. I can't tell you how it happened, but I'm here. I used to let it break me down. I barely drop a tear. How to coach so many losses, think I know I want a pill. I was living fast, nigga, really had to chill. My mind is too powerful. Think before you act, try to reach for your waist, and you can get bent back. All I got on doing is shake them haters out, quitting black. All I ever really wanted was a big bag. Acting like a goddess, we can split that. I'ma tear that ass up, make her come and get a lick back. We both wrapped up in this paper, no zigzags. If you really want it, you can get it, but only if you real bad. Raw baseball, the way she grab it on the stick, tryna knock it out the ballpark. All-star pick, got me licking on your neck, rubbing on your titties, feel the panties that leaking, got a nigga wanna eat it. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap.
No cap, no kizzy. Hopping out with the Drake, no drizzy. Chasing young money, big CEO getting it. Keep your nose out of beef for him business. A man big fitted won't leave no witness. Pockets overweight, don't need no fitness. I'm a little bitch getting tossed, no did it. Play with mine, hollers flying like frisbee. Time for the game like OG Bennett. Welcome to Dallas, the Green Dot City. Man stuff, they ain't knowing who did it. Loud pipe with sticks through the city. Bullets flying, who throwing, who pitching. Don't really matter, I'ma catch who did it. Spin on the ass, won't stop till I'm dizzy. Stuck in the game, no pivot. No cap,
no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney. Straight to it like ain't nothing pending. Big bags, ain't talking about Wendy's. If you mind it, ain't no niggas. There's you, there's me, this trigger. No cap, no kizzy, little bitch get tossed like frisbee. Too fine, ain't worth 2 pennies. Still here to make a scream like Sydney.
Okay, everybody mic on, it look like.
Yeah, mic check. Moving the group. What's up, everybody? What's up, with
man? What's up, everybody? So, y'all, we got some devilish topics to talk about. So, Devious, you heard the topics as I came on. I'm going to update these 3. So one of the topics that I want to talk about, the very first one, there was a young lady, I ran across the video today. She stole money from her husband. He was saving up for his child's heart surgery. And she stole the money and went to a Beyonce concert. And when I saw that, the guy was like, "But you gonna find a way to go get my money." And her attitude, what made it stand out to me was she was like, "You better call the baby mama. I ain't doing nothing. I don't care. They my kid." To me, from a man's point of view, that is the most disrespectful. Because one, you showed me that you didn't care for me, my child, or whatever is going on, right? What do you guys think about it?
And first off, I want to ask, is that a real story?
Yeah, that's for real.
And she got both her legs. You gonna take you took from my child? Like, I mean, you gotta understand, like that's blatant, that's blatant disrespect. So it's obvious. I mean, you have women out there like that. That's for themselves, but at the same time, when you cross that line and you willing to do harm to a child, game over.
Man, can you hear me? What you think about that? I think everybody having technical difficulties. Can you hear me? What? Davis, you got something to speak on about it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure, man. I think when kids are involved, and that's definitely crossing the line. There's always ways to go about things and try to be civil. But yeah, man, there's definitely, money, kids, all these things are important to people, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we gotta eat, we gotta take care of our kids. Like, I'm not even a dad, so like, I can't even really speak on it from a, personal experience. But I do take care of my father. I'm a caregiver, so I know what it's like to take care of somebody. But leading with love and empathy and understanding is important in life. So if you're not getting that reciprocated from the other end, then you know what I mean. Like conversations need to be had, maturity needs to be addressed. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And that's why I thought it was a big deal because it happens more to men. Women talk about us leaving, but more women now that I've seen have been doing that to men. Like, hey, I'm only here for the money. And if you can't provide for me what I want, then I'm going to take what I want, regardless of how you feel.
That's entitlement.
Right. That's what I assume. That's
That's
my hope.
entitlement.
I
And
just feel like since I mean, I did a lot of time in a joint. So when I got out of prison, women weren't the same women that they were when I went to prison. I came home from prison. Women were the men, and most of the men became the women.
right, I
Like
agree.
metaphorically and literally. Like women to do something like that, that's pretty ballsy. Like you threaten a man's livelihood when you attack his child for something that should be carried on between two adults. The maturity level, the psychological level, like everything went off the scale. Like you didn't care about yourself, myself, my child, because you can't be thinking logical. This is my sole purpose is to take care of this individual that cannot take care of themselves. And you just took the food right out of their mouth. You took the health care right out of their hands. You told me if my child was sitting there on fire, you wouldn't even squat and piss on him. Bro, it's only action that most men would take. The mature route, which society would want people to take, is get the authorities involved or something like that. Me, I let the streets police themselves. As far as that, my reaction, honestly, like I said, these women they feel like they men until you press that line, and then they play victim, and then they go back to, well, I'm a woman. Yeah, you was a woman, but you sure was acting like a man when you ran up in his house and took
And
this from him
my
and
whole thing
started.
was, and I hear everything you saying there. We talk about it, y'all. This is my man. This is my man right here. It's like my family. But we talk about it all the time. But what I'm saying, the key part to me was that you took from my child who was sick. I was saving to save my child. And you took something to go do something that all you wanted to do was have 2 hours of enjoyment. That's where I'm honest about it. Real talk, I would have lost it. And that's just being honest. The
Yeah.
police, damn them, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I can't see it no other way. So the other topic to lead into this, it's just about men today, y'all. I swear to God. The other topic that I had today that I saw, this woman, okay, this is so stupid. I'll leave that one for last. Let me go to this one. You go to work all day. Your child is left with the person who claimed they love you. And y'all got a house together. Your child is left with them. You come home to find out she ain't fed your child all day, and then tell you that's not my job. How do y'all feel about that? Step parent or not? And I know DVs, you don't have any kids, but I know you have to have a thought on, because if you did have one, that would be a deal breaker for me. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, if I'm leaving my child, like if I had a child, if I'm leaving my child with somebody, and you know what I mean, like there's responsibilities that come with that, right? So making sure they're safe, making sure they're fed, making sure what I mean, they're doing their homework or chores or whatever, right? So, uh, yeah, I think that some people might just be in their own space and be not in the right mental space. Because if you're in a relationship with somebody and that's the way you're approaching, then maybe you're just a side piece of that person and they're not too worried because they got a next one or something.
Right.
Why are you not 100% invested in the relationship? Like with anything, with any kind of relationship, if it be a business relationship or a man woman relationship, or even if it's just a friendship, there are certain etiquettes to this shit. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
common respect, common decency. Treat people as you want to be treated. You know what I mean? It's very simple when you
But
think.
I think that, like you said, a lot of people nowadays feel entitled, especially when it comes to men women relationships. If you, a lot of women, like I said prior, a lot of women are now starting to see this and stand up for us as men, but it shouldn't have had to take us to go this low for you to stand up for something that should have been stood up for, that women are getting out of control. And like you said, Cuzzo, I blame it on weak men, because it's these weak men that got these women feeling like, y'all, I've never seen so many ugly girls take so many damn pictures and get 1,000 likes. But in this generation, in this era, you see it all day, every day. Because let's be real, you can put on a wig now, throw some makeup on now, and these thirsty little, what do you call them? What do we call them, Cuzzo? Tricks will be on Facebook, like the Cooking with Kaya girl. I have nothing against her, but what is different from her cooking and shaking her ass to somebody who can really throw down in the kitchen? Well, it's because these men see her little young ass and like, oh, I'm thirsty. Wonder why they wives beating them the fuck up now, because that's what's been happening. Wives have been beating up the boyfriends and the husbands behind this shit. But when you got somebody and I put you in line with my kid, and you don't put my kid's starving all day, but you on the phone, you don't ordered you some Chick-fil-A, but my kid ain't ate. Oh, you out my house. I don't care if it is in both our names. That's me.
That's not a relationship though, right? Like if that's the point where she's chilling and she laid up in your house and she's supposed to be, responsible of your kid while you're at work or doing something out and about, that's not a relationship. That's just somebody that's like freeloading, to my point. You know what I mean? At that point, you know what I mean? They're there just hanging out at your crib, ordering themselves some food, ignoring everything else around them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, I agree with what he's saying, but allow me to chime in on that a little bit. On a am I allowed to say, the N
Hey,
word or
say what you want, bro. This is my channel. Let's go.
real nigga perspective? This what it is. They made it so easy. They found a way to level the playing field. You got rats out here that's hanging out with people that was supposed to be real niggas that's winning, balling. I don't take from no man. However, you made your success, you got your success. But it's people out here that don't deserve names, that got names. There's people out here that don't deserve certain things that have it, and they got it in nefarious ways and nefarious manners. It got to the point where they found out how to get the women to acknowledge them the same way they used to acknowledge a genuine man. Like, for example, you say it's the weak men that allowed the women to do this. Well, after that, a real man handle his business, do his 9 to 5, he on all his tens, he do everything he's supposed to be. He got his shit laced up right. He winning in life, all the extra shit. They like, oh, it's hard to get him. That pussy around to everybody on the block, and you're not working. But you got so many weak men that now got the same thing that this nigga worked hard for. They found the sauce, and now they got it too. So now it's so easily accessible. They feel like, nigga, we got options, and we don't ever got to stop. So when they do run across a genuine man, and then they get checked for they rude behavior or they bad mannerism, they feel like, oh no, this the wrong one. Yeah, he is. He might be a real dude, or he might be genuine, or stand up. But I can go deal with Tommy, and Tommy gonna let me run over him, piss in his face, all that, the whole nine, and I'm still gonna be in the same kind of car that he had me in. I don't gotta work his.
And that's ultimately what. Hey, so that leads me great into this next topic. Hey, bro. So this next one is the reason why I held it for last was because the dude, they're married. The girl gets on Facebook and tells her story, her side, of course, right? She says that the husband got fired, not even a month, wasn't even off to work for a month. Said he got fired. He came home. He told her that he got fired. A month started to roll around. She was like, "Baby, the bills are coming due." And he was like, "Babe, can you cover the bills?" She asked him, "Are you gonna pay me back?" And he was like, "Why am I paying you back when we live in this house together? What is that? What are you saying?" She said, "If I give up my money on these bills, you have to pay me back." In turn, he goes, "I'm not paying you back for our bills." She says, "Well, you told me that when you met me that you were going to take care of me." So now, which I thought that was wrong in the get-go, but so what she did was in the midst of him doing that, she went out with his best friend, started venting, got drunk, and they ended up sleeping together. Now his best friend is doing what she wants, so she's divorcing this man for getting fired.
I heard that story before, but being honest, I don't blame her. Don't, the man, you supposed to say what you mean and mean what you say and stand on it. Now I understand, like, oh, there are bills. We should be able to. But he put his foot when she brought up what he said.
Yeah.
You gotta. All you got is your balls and your word. She brought up what you said. You said you was gonna take care of everything. Then you gotta be like, yeah, I'm gonna give you your dough back, man. Because I told you didn't have to do nothing from the start. So that was his fault for doing
Well,
that.
I don't think I agree with you, bro. Because if we in this together, I don't care. If I told you I got you, that means that I got you. But if I'm down and you can't hold me down while I'm down, then hey, to me, I told him, I said it on that live that she was on. I said the getting fired did him a favor
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because you didn't really care for him anyway.
yeah.
So it ain't that he didn't stand on his word. He got fired. So if you couldn't just do something to get you through it so I can get back to what my word was, then that is on you. But I'm not paying you back for a house that we live in, a house that you use electricity in, a house that you run water in, a house that you sleep in, a house. Why would I have to pay you back? Now, will we go back to what I promised you? Yes. But if I go down, so all he got saved from was them being in a 20-year marriage and him getting old and she running off with somebody else. Because that's ultimately what she did.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, bro.
At the end of the day, man, people just need to be better at like reading people, right? Like if you're good at reading people and you like see the red flags, you won't ever be in these situations to begin with because you're not going to be getting taken for a fool and be getting cheated on in the first place. You know what I'm
And
saying?
I agree with you. I blame myself. My little story that I got, and the people on here who know me, they know my story. In 2020, I ignored red flags because I cared for somebody.
And I get that because people do things like love. What's that say? Love can make you do crazy things, right? Like
Right.
they right. So like I get that, right? But like if it's early in a relationship, right? Like you shouldn't be committing to marriage, kids, long term shit if you don't know a person. If you accidentally sleep with somebody, get him knocked up, talk to that woman and say, look, we should make this work. I don't want my kid to be in a broken family. Let's try to have a family, da 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 da. Then that's a little bit of a different situation because now you guys are learning about each other as you go. And you're going to be having a lot more tougher situations that are going to test your character. If you're not having things that test your character in your relationship, then how do you know that person's going to really stand by their word or be a real, genuine person, right?
Absolutely. And that's
So,
why
uh,
I say conversation. I say communication, talk. Hey, I come out the gate talking now. That lesson from 2020 taught me that hey, this is who I am. This is what I do. This is how I got things going. And I'm not looking to take care of anybody. I'm looking for a person that we walk side by side. If I'm down, you take, because a real relationship is about give or take, not
Yep.
me doing everything. Just
no,
because society says, man, hold on, cuz just because society says, and the Bible does not say that a man is supposed to do everything. So if you think that's true, you need to go reread the Bible. The Bible does say the man is the protector. The Bible does say the man should love his wife. The Bible does say that the man should provide. But here's the key that the women have gotten away from. The Bible only tells the man, honestly, to love his wife. That is the only thing that God told us to do. But if you go read on the list of things that the Bible gives the women to do to us to replenish us and get us back and hold us up, they have a book, a whole book dedicated to that. So when you're coming at me saying it's the man's fault, I'm like, how is it his fault? Because I'm pretty sure he was providing up until he got fired.
okay, so listen, you said that. I'm at that. Don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do this.
Do
So
it. It's real talk.
all of that. But a woman is a nurturer, and the Bible says this. A woman is the home maker. The Bible describes that. The woman is not the person to go out there and milk the cows. The woman is not the person to go out there and collect the eggs from the hen. The woman is not the person to go out there and mow the lawn or anything like that. No, the man does all that. So when he asked her, what she agreed upon was to be taken care of financially by this man. And what she agreed upon, she did not in return say, well, you know what? If you went up on hard times, I got you. No, you said your money is your money. I'm gonna take care of the house. Only thing she had to do was cook, clean, suck, fuck, and shut up. That's all she had to do. That was her only job. That's what she agreed to. That's why she skated the minute she was like, oh shit, getting rocky. And was am I saying is it good? No. She just went off of their unwritten agreement, their spoken on agreement. Now, is she a good person? No. He should have found somebody. He should have asked her, like, look, I can take care of you. But if something ever bad happened, I'm gonna need you to look out for me on the back end or look out for us on the back end just in case until I get back on my feet. So she was not wrong for saying, pay me back when you get back on your feet or whatever or however she said it. Because he agreed to be the man and be the provider, and she agreed to be the homemaker. He agreed to that type relationship.
And I understand that, but even to that agreement, if you care about me and I'm only down for a month, you never cared about me, regardless of what the agreement was. That's what I'm saying. You never cared enough to even, you immediately jumped ship. That means you didn't give a damn about me. All you cared about was my money. Had I got hurt, you would have jumped ship. Had I did anything. So the logic that you're talking about, where you're saying that the women are the nurturer, but they also say that the woman is a helpmate. So if you're going to use that, use the whole thing, a nurturer and a helpmate. So when I'm down, you're supposed to pick me up.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, sir.
Me personally, I'm not religious. I was raised Catholic, but I'm an atheist today. And
Right.
like, I see you guys using the Bible as guidance a lot. And like, the one thing I just want to say is like, we live in modern times, and the Bible was written a long time ago, right? Me personally, if I'm gonna get a bag with a girl that's gonna get a bag with me, I'm down. You know what I mean? Like, let's get rich together. You know what I mean? Because it ain't cheap to live no more. Like, I have a line in one of my songs where I say it ain't about living the lifestyle. Everything costs money. You know what I'm saying? So, to be like, oh, you stay home, you cook, you clean, and I'll go out and get the bag. Like, no, you need to have dual income these days, man. It's not the time.
And
It's not the times no more. Like in the 1950s, you could have a single income family and live like by the Bible, but you can't do that no more. To put kids through school and give kids what they want and give them nice kicks and all these things, it costs $100,000, $200,000 a year.
I'm not, and just to clear up, we're not using the Bible in the sense of saying it's the way it should go. I'm using it in a reference that says, at the end of the day, a helpmate, just like what you just described.
But
Regard-
my point is
Yeah.
gender. My point is gender roles, right?
Yeah.
Like we live in 2025 no more. There's too many people that are using the Bible to manipulate people into doing messed up things. There's too many people that are using the Bible to
Absolutely.
children. There's too many people using the Bible to do all kinds of things. And that's why I chose to walk away from religion, because there's way too many evil people out there using the Bible in very manipulative ways, right?
And I agree with you.
When we talk about gender roles, you know what I mean? Like, my girl is a great chef. Great chef. I only met her, less than a year ago. This February will be a year. I'm excited for her to move in, and like, I love the fact that she cooks for me. But I want to be able to turn around and cook her some. I'm not the greatest cook, so I'm cooking some basic French toast, or you know what I mean. You know, some simple ass fish that's just whatever. You know what I mean. But I want to do that for her because she does it for me on such a regular basis. You know what I mean. Because she is a nurturer, and
Hey, I'm with you on that, because I do the same thing. I don't play by gender roles, because you come over my house, I'm probably cleaning, I'm probably taking care of the kids, I'm probably running around, I'm probably doing and cooking. You already know, bro. I'm in the kitchen. She likes to cook, but who's in the kitchen most of the time? So I got you, and that's what I wanted. That's what I'm saying, but that's what I mean by holding you up. It's not about what the Bible says, it's about what should be happening in a relationship. And if you left me because I lost my job, then I think God.
We agree with each other on that part. We agree with each other on that part. I'm just saying, like, in general, right? Like Divine said, some stuff about gender roles and stuff like that. So I'm just speaking in general, you know what I mean? So like, at the end of the day, like, I want to get the bag with the girl. I want her to teach me to cook. I think young men should be cooking more and learn, because like, hey, this is what I tell my cousin Trissy, okay? She falls in love so easy and so hard. And then when she's in these relationships, she becomes in a situation because she's become dependent on a man. And one thing I told her, I said, you have a kid now, and you're co-parenting with that other gentleman, but now you have to worry about going forward about you and your son is always the focal point. So if you become dependent on a man and move into his place, when the shit hits the fan, you're back on your ass going back to your dad's house, and you don't want to do that. You know what I mean? So if you always just make sure that you and your son have a place, you don't have to be dependent on nobody. You know what I mean? And so, like, we have to uplift each other and forget about like men role and gender, all these roles, because at the end of the day, equality. Every person, if man, woman, you know what I mean, no matter what, you know what I mean. I think that equality is sometimes selective, and I think
Yep.
selective morality kind of comes into play when certain things are being challenged. When
My
people
saying,
these are
my
being
saying
challenged.
is, no matter who you're with, you're 100% responsible for yourself. No
Yeah,
matter if you got some significant other, no matter who you're 100% responsible for you.
yeah. You should
And
always
that's true.
hold yourself accountable,
Yeah.
100%. With the way you
You're
act, the way you
responsible for
carry
you.
yourself, the way you get by in this life. You know what I mean? Because like at the end of the day, it takes a lot less energy to be good and lead with energy and lead with love. It takes a lot more energy and sucks you like the vampire suckers come out and the energy vampires come out and they to be evil. You know what I mean? It takes a lot more energy to do bad. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
me. I haven't done a lot of jail time like some of you guys, but I've definitely done my dirt in the past. You know what I mean? And I have to face court and go through trials and tribulations of owning up to the shit that I've done. You know what I mean? And like, I don't want to lead anybody to the grave or a jail cell. So at the end of the day, no matter how much D-boy shit I did in the past, I'm not really promoting it in my music. I might mention it here and there, make a reference to Nino Brown from, a movie or something like that, but I'm not promoting that life. You know what I mean? That's not the lifestyle I want people getting from my music. You know what I mean? I've lived
And
it
good
and I don't
shit.
want to do that. Kind of like Hove said it in one of his tracks. You know what I mean? Hove did that. You don't have to do it. You know what I mean?
Yep. I totally understand. Go ahead, Sue. Go ahead, Devon.
In it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he should have had that conversation, did better character, you know what I'm saying, character assessments, and seen like, oh yeah, man, I'll take care of you, man. Listen, soon as she didn't say, I got you too, I would have been like, you know what, matter of fact,
And that's all I'm saying. Is the if
use those 206s, you know what I'm saying, to make it there, bitch.
that's all I'm saying. The minute I blame him because he knew what she was before it happened. But for her to be able to go live, tell the story, like y'all, I'm a peaceful guy, but it's some things that if the person who put me through, if I ever run into the person who put me through what I went through behind someone not caring for me and only was looking out for the bag, like he said, and then when COVID hit, the bag didn't come, but it came later for me. I thank God that she was out of the way when it did come. So I give that man praise. Now, honestly, the hood in me, if I see her on the street, I'm running her over.
No, no.
It comes down. It comes down to communication and comprehension skills. You know what I mean? If you have great communication skills and great comprehension skills, you will be able to successfully have relationships. You know what I mean? If you struggle with communicating and expressing yourself in civil ways, then they'll just turn into arguments. You know what I mean?
Right.
And especially if you guys have
Some
past
good
history.
shit.
I think if you have past history, like somebody cheated or somebody was not honest about something, I think those things always come back up in any argument. So if you piss on the toilet seat and then you guys get in an argument over that, it starts with you pissed on the toilet seat, but it ends with you fucking lied to me when you said you were going out with the boys and you were hanging out with Felicia and them. You know what I mean? That's real talk, right?
Yeah.
He been through some shit. I can relate. You know,
I can relate too. That's why I said this is real talk with Jason Dixon. I don't talk about nothing that we ain't never been through before. Because, like you said, it's some things that, but my biggest thing, if you get to know me, is communication. I'm going to talk. I'm going to tell you what I have to say. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to tell you. Sometimes I tell her. Sometimes I over communicate because I want you to truly understand what I'm talking about. I want you to truly I don't want no misconceptions. I don't have any pet peeves. Nothing really gets on my nerves. I'm a very calm, straight to the point person. But like Devious said, if you understand who you are, then be who you are in the relationship, and you will start to see where they are trying to be fake. But you got to be who you are. You can't play the role with them and say, "Oh, I'm not going to talk about this because I don't want her to argue." What? I'm gonna tell you what the hell is on my mind, argument or not. because I'm gonna respect you and you gonna respect me, and that's how that has to
Exactly.
work out.
Yo, I don't intentionally try to get under people's skins, but I tend to get under people's skins a lot. And let me explain to you why. I tend to be able to identify why somebody is sticking to their guns on something, even though they might be wrong. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like they're ignoring facts. Like let me give you an example. Like a Trump supporter or a Tate supporter. I've been in conversations with them, and I'd be like, "Yo, don't you like not want your like mom or your daughters or your sisters to date a man that is being radicalized by somebody like Andrew Tate?" You know what I mean? Like the way he talks about beating women and you know what I mean, making women this and making women that and like turning them into sex slaves and shit like that. Like, do you really want your girlfriend dating a man that is happened to be, you know, and that's the first thing I'll ask them, and then right away they just start assassinating my character and not having a real conversation because they know that I'm like poking the bear and identifying the problem, but they don't want to talk about it because they know that they're not going to answer the way that's going to make them look good on public in public. You know
And
what I'm
that's
saying?
true. A lot of times, and I'm like that. If you ever watch my show, hear me and my I got my co-host, he's in the comments right now. Me and my co-host, we talk about topics like you said. When it comes to truth, people will start to degrade you before they ever admit the truth. They'll
Right.
tell you you're stupid, they'll tell you you're dumb.
Or
That
fake,
is the society we
fake
live in right now.
they'll go fake news. That's fake
Yeah.
news. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of times, a lot of topics I touch on, I get told. I just was telling. I think I was talking to. I know I was talking to somebody today, and I was just telling them. So on my Facebook page, I had a sign of a Santa Claus, and it was just a discussion topic for me, right? Sign of a Santa Claus. The sign said Santa Claus was holding it, and it says trans women are men. That was fact. No matter what you have to say about that, you can't deny that truth, right? That is truth. But here's the problem. My sister in law sent me a message shortly after that and said, me and my family cannot no longer associate with you because I have a son who is in that lifestyle and we will not give in to that derogatory or negative. And I said, what did I say derogatory? All the sign said was trans women are men.
now,
That's
now
that.
can I touch on that for a second?
Yep.
Now, I think that they're just coming from a place of more understanding and empathy for somebody who might be trans. Now, what I'm saying is what you're saying is facts. Like trans men is just men, or trans women are just men. Correct. Now, what I'm saying is that it might lead to violence. Now, people that are homophobic might now take that and run with that and then go at a rally and whatever. So it's just the slippery slope of things, right? Like when I always try to talk to people about people that are minorities, I'm like, look at man, like the people that are gay or trans are fighting the same fight as minorities, not the exact same fight. I
It's
want
not
to
even
like
close.
hold my feet to the fire. People of minorities and people that are native, like Native Canadians or Native Americans, they have been downtrodden for a lot longer than people that are gay or trans. Gay and
But
trans.
here's the difference in that. Let me explain something. The difference in that whole thing, and I agree with you to a certain point, but here's the difference in that. The difference is that culture consists of every culture. That community consists of, so they're not being stepped on. The problem that most people have with that community is that we are now the minority. If you're a heterosexual, not straight person, not even women, straight person, let's say person, then you are now the minority in a world that says we should, in a world that's basically saying we need to accept what society is telling us. So if I come out and make a true statement, I didn't hurt anybody's feelings. I didn't say nothing bad about the community. I said nothing wrong other than what is fact.
Mhm.
And just like you said, they took it and was like, well, now you're trying to get us hurt. Where did I say that at? Because nobody on my post said anything other than true statement.
But if you got to think about this, it's not what you said; it's who said it. You know, you got Boondocks speaking on truths like that, and then they get canceled. Then you got Family Guy say the same thing, and they
And they
get
go on for years.
yeah, they go on for years with surplus ratings. You have to understand, it's the person the person who's doing it. Oh well, it's him doing it. He's lighthearted. He's not trying to be radical. Boondocks doing it. Oh, they're doing it. They're trying to be radical. Both of them are. You got to understand. It's really the person, the place, the timing. Because not everybody's ready to hear that joke. Not everybody's ready to hear that statement. You know,
Yeah,
you
and I
got.
agree with you, but that
Bro,
does
listen.
not mean.
I got.
But
I
if you
got a.
talk
I got a
equality,
cousin right now. You know what I'm saying? I got a cousin right now. He's or she, whatever.
I got a
I'm
couple
from
of
a
them.
joint, so I don't care what nobody feel. I'm not homophobic, but I'm gonna call a spade a spade. I got a cousin. He's transgender, so you know what I'm saying. I'm not finna go up to him and be like, "Hey, girl, how you doing?" This, that, and the third. But it might make some people feel, uncomfortable. Like, damn, you can't even acknowledge. You know what I'm saying? This
But
person for what
okay,
they
so
are or who
you
they
see the
choose to
key
be.
word that you
Like,
said there. You see the key
hmm?
word in that whole statement though is your feelings. Logic and feelings do not run hand in hand.
Yeah,
That's where the argument comes in. That's like what Devious said. That's where the fight comes in because I know why my sister-in-law said what she said because she's looking at it from you have a nephew who has transitioned away, but me and my nephew have a hey, I love you. I tell him that every day, regardless of which way you go. My thing is feelings and logic and fact. You when you speak facts, you got to take your feelings out.
yeah.
Can I
It's-
be devil's
yeah,
advocate here for a second?
go ahead, go ahead.
Let's go back, 100 years or something like that. And let's say we all existed in that time space, okay?
Right.
And let's say a white man was telling you guys to hold your feelings about, you know what I mean, the way that black people were treated a couple of times, like a couple of years ago, and that said your voices don't matter. You know what I mean? Are you guys not ready to square up and say, you know what? No, I'm sorry, you're not gonna kill our people. You're not gonna make us slaves. Our voices matter. You're
But the
and you're
fact,
gonna fight for that, right? You're gonna
yeah.
square up, right? So all I'm trying to say, in the devil's advocate, I'm trying to be is put yourself in the shoes of somebody who is, gay or transgender, and understand what they're doing. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so let me give you another. So okay, I'm gonna play the devil's advocate with you. We're gonna play this devil advocate game. When you do something that affects the community around you, and when I say this, I gave this example on my show before we went off air. If I have a little brother, or let's say you have a little brother, if you are do you? I know you know this one, Devon. If you have a little brother and he see you out in the streets and you getting money and you doing this and you come home and tell him to go to school, what is your little brother gonna do?
He's gonna laugh at you because you're
Exactly what he doing
right.
right now. That nigga's a full fledged gang member. My
So
little brother out
right.
there. My brother got a name
But
out
if
here.
your little brother saw you going to class every day, avoiding the gangs, avoiding this, going to class, going to get a job, going to work, what would he have done?
He probably be in college right now.
So, when I talk about truth and logic, you made a statement about if the slave people would have said that to us. It ain't about their voice. But when you talk about something that you want to change a dynamic, yes, the fact of the matter to what you said was we didn't have a say. We were drug here. They didn't ask us, right? Not a say at all. But in this situation, it's a say on which you could stand out or you could be who you are, but not do it in front of the people who look up to you. Because now you're seeing the influence. What we're about ready to see in this new beta is the influence of what this generation has done. In this new beta generation, you're going to see the repercussions. And I'm not saying don't be you, but when I say feelings and facts do not coexist in the same room, because when you talk facts, you cannot put your feeling in there.
Yeah, but when you suppress feelings, you have people that shoot up nightclubs.
And I agree with you on that. I'm not saying don't release your feelings.
What's the boy that dressed up, went to that Joker movie theater? He wasn't playing no games.
Hey, but,
Like,
and I got you on that.
basically, all I'm saying is, right, like we all want equality, right? And at the end of the day, you know what I mean. If you don't understand it, you don't have to hate it. You know what I mean? If you don't,
No.
if you
That's
don't
100%.
understand it, sit down and figure it out with somebody that comes from that walk of life. You know what I mean? Have those conversations with those people. You know what I mean?
I once heard from this comedian. This short. I'm gonna keep this short and simple. I once heard from this comedian. It was a white guy, and he was sitting there laughing and joking about the LGBTQ community. He said he in June, and he forgot that the month of June was Gay Pride, and he like, God damn, it's rainbow colors everywhere. He was like, then it hit him. He said, man, I got best friends that's black. He said, how the hell you get 31 days and they get 28, sometimes 29? He said, they be going through this shit way worse than you. He said, let's make it make sense. He said, we'll make y'all entitled. What makes
No,
you
it's the
guys
same
better?
thing.
And when he said that, it blew my mind because this was on SNL. This was on Saturday Night Live. I sat there,
Yeah,
I watched it, and I was in awe. Like, I've never seen nobody go for bat like that. And it made so much sense. He was breaking everything down. He was like, you look at life as if, oh, I had to hide and it was so many suicides. He say, you didn't commit suicide because your mother was raped, your brother was sold, your sister was raped and murdered, and your father, he got murdered because he had a problem with them being raped. You committed suicide because they didn't accept the fact that you felt you looked good in a dress. I understand completely where certain people come from when they like, man, the way this is going, it's a miseducation. It's a real misunderstanding. It ain't no. I saw that. I saw the introduction to that TV show I Am Jazz one time. He was like, my son came to me one day and asked, "Am I a boy? Am I a girl?" And I said, "Well, what do you want to be, baby?" "I want to be a girl." "Okay, well, you're a girl." No, you don't tell your
thank you.
child a lie.
That's what I'm saying.
Like what the is going on?
Can I
That's
can I
go
say
ahead.
something
Go
ties
ahead,
in
man.
to sexuality and religion? Like at the end of the day, like with what you were saying, Divine, there was the time that Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner, got given Woman of the Year, and it's like there's tons of women that deserve that title that year, way more before this girl was this man was a girl for a year or 18 months or whatever it was before they awarded her this thing. That's ridiculous. I also don't believe transgendered women should be fighting in women's sports. Now, what I will say is this, and this is what I mean by religion and sexuality. I personally don't believe religion or sexuality should be enforced on anybody below the age of 14 or 15. I think those things should be discovered on your own time. I think religion is not should be enforced by the schools. I don't think sexuality should be enforced by the schools. I think when you're at the age where your brain is somewhat developed, around the age of 14 or 15, you still are a dumb shit at that age. But at least you have some sort of understanding the way the world works. You know what I mean? So I think at the age of 14 and 15, if they want to start talking about religion and sexuality in schools, that's cool. You want to enter it at the high school level? Fine. But at the elementary school, let the kids be kids, for Christ's sake.
And thank you. And
Devious for president, and that's the message that I'm delivering to you.
exactly.
Devious for president.
Devious one for president. I like that.
That's all
I
I
make
was
myself an
saying.
American citizen. I'm going to come down and run for president.
That's all I was saying was the facts are the facts, and what they're doing is hurting our younger generation because they're causing the confusion. Like you said, if my child came to me and said I want to be a girl, we probably gonna have a problem because I'm gonna be like, you're a boy. And I made sure my 4 boys understood. I got a little boy here with me now, and I'm telling them every day, you are a boy. This is who you are. You don't do this. You don't do that. You are a boy because that. And I'm not saying it in a bad way. What I'm saying is, fact of the matter, if you were born this way, what do we call you? If you were born this way, what do we call you? So when did we get so confused? But on that note, guys, give a shout out to whoever you want to shout out to. Tell them where to find you again one more time, Devious. Man, I know you've been quiet because you in the background, but we got to start wrapping up the show, guys. And I always have a special segment by myself to wrap up. I appreciate you coming on, but give a shout out to where you are and how you want them to find you.
Hey man, I'm representing Toronto, man. We out here. My name is Devious One. You can find me on all digital streaming platforms by just typing in Devious One and looking for this ugly mug. You can check me political activism. You know what I mean? I'm doing my grind. I'm not stopping. I think that equality for all and ban corporate lobbying and increase accountability and corrupt civil servants. We got to remember that word, civil servants. They work for us. We pay bills around here. You know what I mean? When it comes to paying all these high taxes. So yeah, man, if you guys ever want to network with New Music Tuesday, holler at me. If you guys have fans in Toronto, I'm going to be doing a merch market, and I want people to ship me their stuff, and then that way their fans can come out here to my property and check out your stuff, man. So if you got fan bases in Toronto, definitely hit me up in the DMs, and let's talk about this merch market that I have coming in the springtime. And other than that, man, just keep making music and keep being creative, guys.
Man, I'm Devon J, man. You know what I'm saying? TMG all the way, Trillionaire Music Gang. You can find my music on YouTube. King Yella presents Devon J. Hey, it's a pleasure, man. I'm grateful that everybody let me on here, man. I'm grateful that Jay brought me on today. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, Northtown for me, you know. And everybody, you know what I'm saying, have peace, love, and, you know, soul at the end of the day, man.
Are you talking? What you doing? Hey, y'all, this is Real Talk with Jason Dixon. Guys, I'm gonna speak for my man CEO man. I don't know if he's muted or what's going on, but make sure y'all catch his show on Thursdays, Street Made Radio. On Mondays is my show, of course. Tuesdays I got Real Talk Dallas After Dark. Wednesday I got the Woody Woods show. Y'all saw him on here earlier, but he was having some technical problems. Then I got Street Made Radio. I got 5 more shows coming on, guys. Nostalgic Radio is really blowing up. So stay in tune with us. Go to the website, nostalgicradio.online. Listen to some great music. To all you independent artists, understand I have a whole station being built just for you. So get your music right, get everything together, and let's make some money. But guys, I thank y'all for coming on. See y'all in the green room. I'm about to step away and do my closing comments. But I really do appreciate y'all coming on today. Hey guys, here's what it is. We're going into 2025 and we can't keep going in the way we came out of the last year. Every year I see people make promises and make I'm gonna do this and do that. This year I didn't make no vows. I came in with a pure plan. Me and my team sat down and wrote a plan. Me and my fiance sat down and wrote a plan. We're coming with Listen, when you put it on paper, you actually understand what you're supposed to be doing. Write it down. If you're not writing down your goals, if you're not following something, then you're willing to run to anything. And you have to take that. For those that missed it, if you're not following something, you're willing to run for anything. I'm not telling you to go to the gym. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you to understand that you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Defined in the dictionary, it is called insanity. You want to change your life, then you have to change the way you think. Start reading a book. Stop looking at TV. Stop playing the games. I know the games are making these guys money, but it's also dumbing them down. It's also putting our generation into putting their back against the wall. We, among all the other countries, we are considered the stupidest country in the world. And if you don't believe that, go look at the stats. Our kids don't even rank top anything. Have you ever asked your kids something and they came back and asked you to explain something as simple as put your clothes on hangers? And they come back and be like, well, which hanger? It's because we no longer teach our kids comprehension. We no longer it's all these electronics, all the luxuries that America has to offer is putting us in a bad situation with the rest of the world. And I'm not saying everybody's doing it, but I want you to understand that coming into 2025, this is a year of prosperity. If you don't understand it, whether you're religious or not, this is a year that everybody can win and actually change their people's lives. You have the tools. We are in a generation where the tools are available to everyone. So, with that being said, I need y'all to take a step up and pick up and do something. Like one of my comments, my sister, man, she said, write the vision down and make it a plan. And that's true. And it's how I can't pronounce Habakkuk 2:2. I can't pronounce it. I'll post it later. Thank you for coming out. But at the end of the day, I really want you to understand you got to choose a different path. You got to take a different thought process. But this is Real Talk with Jason Dixon. I appreciate all my guests. My co-hosts say, man, be blessed and highly favored, man. This is where we walk into a new thought. I don't care what you believe or who you believe in, but believe there is something out there that is helping you grow. So follow that path and grow, whatever it is. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah. Y'all know what the fuck going on, man. Man, hey, one thing about me, I never stop being me. Keep applying that pressure. I told you it's levels, you can see it now. We locked in eating. Yeah. No pass with the devil feet mashed on the pedal. You can hear it in the tires, they screech. Tell you, I never tell if you swallow the kids like Hansel and Gretel. She'll teach you. I'm trying to ball, so I got these handles for niggas that's reaching. Yeah. Right before you walk, you gotta crawl, at least that's what they teach you. I'm on my business, don't bother nobody, so try me, that ass getting deleted. Yeah. I've been paid my dues and I did school, got my stripes like a Adidas. Yeah. And the gun with the zebra on it. I'm on these cookies, I ain't talking kind bud, not the kind with the Keebler on it. These niggas is rookies, I should make them line up. Raise your hand for a feature, homie. I ain't with the cloud chasing and the leeching on me. Super recognition from another nigga, I ain't even need it, homie.
One thing about me, gotta stay solid. When I'm in these streets, fire on me. Strap till a DIE, can't let her get the drop on me. No rest in peace, big dog status, savage in the game, and I'm off my leash. Looking like money from my head to my feet. Count no rings, got the guap on me. One thing about me, gotta stay solid. When I'm in these streets, fire on me. Strap till a DIE, can't let her get the drop on me. No rest in peace, big dog status, savage in the game, and I'm off my leash. Looking like money from my head to my feet. Count no rings, got the guap on me. Count no rings, got the guap on me. Dot on his top, trying to stop my peak. That cutter is clutch when I hit your street. He better duck when they see me, bang. Watch your tone when you saying my name. Them hollows, they hot, don't get in my range. I'm sparking shit, finna flick his flame. 2, 2, 3, that's the clip in the range. This Texas, everything B.I.G. Come see by me, you catch me in the cliff. Swinging wide in the Chevy, AR-15. Green dot for the beam, you can't stop my team. This ain't no screen, B4M shit, nigga. A whole clip in there, feel me. It's that third coast, Texas, nigga. That triple D, so everywhere I go, you know I got my heat. Number one, like McGrady, got that rocket on me. Made one phone call, 100 gangsters swarm me. One thing about me, gotta stay solid. When I'm in these streets, fire on me. Strap till a DIE, can't let her get the drop on me. No rest in peace, big dog status, savage in the game, and I'm off my leash. Looking like money from my head to my feet. Count no rings, got the guap on me. One thing about me, gotta stay solid. When I'm in these streets, fire on me. Strap till a DIE, can't let her get the drop on me. No rest in peace, big dog status, savage in the game, and I'm off my leash. Looking like money from my head to my feet. Count no rings, got the guap on me.
Suppress my feelings, I'd rather y'all kill me so I can shout to the heavens till one of them angels hit me. When you standing on the top, all you can do is look down, but I'm on the ground looking up, so all I can do now is push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I said, every dude wanna make moves. Hot-headed niggas wearing ice just to keep cool. The niggas that can't fight keep tools. You gotta keep one too, for the fact anybody could try you. I said that anything can happen, could be gone in a minute. So from dusk till dawn, put on until I'm finished. I'm striding through life like a nigga long-winded, never sprinting, searching for that meal ticket. I ain't trying to miss it, cause life's real, and it always gave me chills. But as you get older, it gets colder. I got this knife in my back with the devil on my shoulder. I'm waiting for my angel to guide me right on the other, but he never showed up, and I'm tired of looking over and my chest blown out. The cold got my heart iced over. Emotions keep you from progress. I'm focused on getting closer. I'm that kid wondering where they say he not supposed to, so I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I feel hoping music could be his 4-leaf clover. Body high, but his spirit so sober, cause he realized inside he couldn't be any lower. Just trying to wake my soul up like foe. Just put me on the front line, trained to die. See, they play me for a pawn, not a soldier. I don't live life for direction, survive to stay alive, never to take orders. Live life miserably and smile like everything's alright. Man, no the fuck it isn't. I was reborn, reformed in my chrysalis, so y'all gon' fucking listen. I will never be nobody's bitch. I'm committed to rolling solo, putting my trust in no one. No love, definitely no road dog. I'm taking roll calls, saying fuck all y'all. Point blank, no need to repeat. Obviously I'ma do me, the rest of the world can control or delete as I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. World on my shoulders keep me down, but these drugs keep me up. Cold war freezing my soul, fire in my belly heat me up. The lean slow me down, my dry speed me up. Low life in disguise, all I can do is look up. This dream of eating got me hungry, envious of those above me. Life ugly than a bitch, and she always trying to fuck me. No stuffy running belly, rumbling, feel it in my tummy. World got me sick, the cold coming. I wish I was cold-blooded, so I could just say fuck it and fuck everybody but me. I'm tired of being unlucky, this world will play you for puppet. Manipulate your movements, you trying to influence the public. They trying to keep me close like luggage since the city was plumaged. Then they find that gold nugget among the rubbish. I swear when them dollars coming and I ain't gonna have no budget. All of my people getting something. Cause I wasn't pushing for nothing, so let's go, I push. Yeah, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through the labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I push, I gotta hustle, I gotta grind, I gotta struggle through this labyrinth of life, and every turn is a new puzzle. So I'm looking to these heavens, yeah, they help me, but they offer no rebuttal. So I